Since xenophobic violence was sparked in Alexandria almost 2 weeks ago, 42 people have been killed and 16,000 have been displaced. I visited a temporary shelter that has been set up outside the police station in Alexandria, where hundreds of Zimbabweans and other immigrants are living while the attacks continue to spread around the country. On Thursday, Zimbabwe's opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai came to visit his destitute countrymen at the shelter. His people were excited to see him, flocking the streets and chanting, "Tsvangirai is number one." He addressed the cheering crowd, urging them to go back to Zimbabwe with him when he returns on Saturday, so that the crises here in South Africa and in Zimbabwe can come to an end.
What I want to say to you is that the causes for this crisis is none other than our political circumstances back home. I'm sure you would appreciate there will be no need for us to be here. I am going home tomorrow to try to solve this problem. And I'm hoping all of you can join me back home to solve the political crisis. I'm also hoping that our South African brothers will appreciate that the needs will be more tolerant and more accommodating while we are solving that problem. And hope that in the long term, we can live side by side as we have done. A vendor across in Bedbridge is not different from a vendor across the river. We have to appreciate that we are one family. So with those remarks, I wish to say to all of you, let's go back home. Let's solve the Zimbabwean crisis. And hopefully in the long term, we can live happily ever after. And we can shake hands as brothers and sisters, as Africans, because I believe in African solidarity.
I spoke to Zimbabweans living in the temporary shelter in Alexandria. Although some are rallying behind the Movement for Democratic Change leader, others are still too scared to return home, despite the recent violence they have been living amongst in South Africa.
They just get in my place, take my things, everything, and then they say Zimbabwe must go back to his country.
Did they burn your house or anything?
They break my house, everything.
So are you scared to go home right now, though?
I'm not scared. I'm prepared to go.
And he said he's going home tomorrow.
Yeah, and me too. I'll go tomorrow. Isn't there free transport? I'm free to go.
I think he's going to do that because he's campaigning. And then for us, I think we'll be dangerous because we know that at home there is dangerous. So it's like we are just doing because of fasting, because even here we are in dangerous. But for my own side, I think I don't have to go home with the bus of Tsvangirai because I'm going to be dangerous for what I have seen.
So you don't want to go home?
I don't want to go home.
Are you scared to go home?
Yes, I'm scared.
As the president of the party, at least he should have a way forward for us. Some wants to go home. Maybe they can be assisted with buses. But us who want to stay. I think it's now to the South African government to offer us accommodation. Otherwise, the Zimbabwean government cannot do anything in South Africa in terms of accommodation. Family that I need to feed in Zimbabwe. So if I go home right now, I'll go empty-handed, which means as a father, you have to go with something. So I just wait for the situation to stabilize, and I can start selling again as I used to.